Hey everyone, good morning, good morning. Let me just send this message in Discord really quick. That should be good. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this morning we are going to keep on working on the Puru. This is skin number 2 for the Purussaurus. I think what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to finish this block out. And then we're actually going to start blocking in the third one. So I have a third one that I'm doing. Let's see who's in here. Angfan, Delta, how's it going? Strokosaurus, Logan. Good morning, Delta. How's it going? Tetsi. Or Tazy. Sorry. Tazy. Okay. Welcome, guys. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we're just going to get started. We're going to jump back into this. I got some spots to do on the tail. And then I'll show you guys the third skin that we will work on today. I hope everyone's week has been good. My week has felt like the longest week ever. I'm not actually sure why it's felt that way, but it has. I'm glad it's the weekend. And I have a feeling that the weekend's going to feel really, really short. One of the things I want to try to do this weekend is to not have to work so much and actually try to catch up with all the Monster Hunter stuff that I missed out on. Because the new update for Omega comes out on Monday, and I kind of want to play that. I like playing the content as it comes out, you know? Because it kind of sucks, like when the content first comes out, everyone's really excited to play, and you can really easily find a lot of people to jump in with. I have a few buddies that are going to jump in with me, but if you don't have a lot of people that play Monster Hunter with you, it's really easy to find people around the time the content comes out, but it slowly starts to drop off, you know? And if it's this one seems like a normal kind of boss, more like what the Behemoth was, but I don't really fancy the idea of trying to fight that thing by myself, or even with randoms. I fought Behemoth with randoms, and that was a crazy experience. That was I think that made it 10 times harder. Let's see. Thanks, Strokosaurus. Really appreciate it. Spino stream was Wednesday, Angfan. We just continued to work on the composition. I'm actually hoping to work on more of that this weekend. Because I gotta get moving on that. I think we actually made a lot of progress on the stream. Working on the characters and the Spino. I feel like that idea is pretty clear and pretty established already, so I feel like it should be fairly quick for me to work up, but you know, I always worry about the starts of images and stuff. But yeah, If you wanted to go rewatch that, you can see what we did. Delta, what is the best way to create a top profile view of a creature concept? You have a side view finished. I can do a quick little explanation. Honestly, you can do it in Clip Studio or you can do it in Photoshop. Do you prefer one over the other? It would be practically the same approach either way. Let me just do Clip Studio because I think I would pick Clip Studio over Photoshop anyway. So we'll just be realistic here. Where did it go? Where is Clip Studio? There it is. File, new. So you said you had a side view already, right? So let's do like a quick. I'm going to do like a quick little. I don't know what it is. Probably just a generic theropod looking skeleton. So we'll say this is your side view, right? Just get some quick proportions in there. Imagine that this is a final. But what I would do, honestly, is just make a few quick guidelines. I like using the parallel line rulers. So you want, if you're doing a top view, depends on how your layout is, but I like to put my top view on the above here, like directly above the model if I have the space. So you're just going to pull lines directly from you're going to use your side view as a reference and pull lines directly from very specific landmarks. So for example, you want to get the length of the head. You want to get the length of the neck. Where does the ribs, start and stop? You might want to color code these too because, you're going to start getting all of these lines projected upwards and it could be hard to figure out what those are. So you could say like the rib cage is red and then you could be like the hips are purple and this blue color is for the body, general body proportions and stuff. So once you get all those guides popped up on top of there, I would go in with usually a symmetrical ruler, because it's, unless you have a requirement where like you absolutely need to have your creature be asymmetrical or something, I don't think you really need to feel bad about using symmetry. So then you would just use your guides. It might look weird at first, like when you're trying to lay in everything, but just trust your guides. They're projected directly from your side view. So just trust that they are what you want. You want to try to do this without perspective too. So like try not to worry about foreshortening. This would be a completely orthographic view. There would be no perspective. So everything's like flattened to like one plane basically. And you would just work through your sketch this way. It can get a little bit tricky when it comes to like overlaps. Like if you really wanted to show how the shoulders overlap, like the rib cage or something, you have to really kind of take your time and think about complicated areas like that. It gets more complicated when you're doing front views. I think front views are the hardest. Top views aren't so hard. But that's how I would approach it. Just quick guides Take your time with the sketch. Make sure you're lining up with your guides. Because one pet peeve of mine, right, when I'm speaking as a modeler, if I'm working from a reference like this, it's very, very useful, right? Like getting a reference like this where you have multiple views that you can reference. But one thing that is a super pet peeve of mine is when the artist does not match up their reference lines properly. Like they have like their top view will have like the head size is a certain size, but then you flip it to the front view and the head like completely does not match up to the length it's supposed to be. So that's one thing I would say. But otherwise, that's how I would do it. It's always good to kind of think about. I like to pretend like, even though I might be doing concepts like that for myself, right? I like to treat it like I'm still working in like a team setting, and you want to think about the person down the line from you. So if you're a modeler, sculptor, you want to think about the texture artist, like how are they going to deal with your sculpt? Is there anything you can do to help make their life a little bit easier? Is there anything you can do? Maybe ask them to see, if you can improve the quality of your models in some way to help facilitate the texture, stuff like that. So if you're a concept artist, you're thinking about the next person down the line, which would be the sculptor, modeler person. So yeah, if you're doing an orthographic like turntable sort of view sheet and your views don't line up, that's going to be an issue. Let's see. Strokosaurus, I can't really give you any specific dates. Sorry about that. Paisley, Pinching Wednesday from Netflix. I have only seen a bit of the first series. I haven't seen the second part. It looks interesting. Strokosaurus, performance-wise, I am not the person to talk to. That would be more like Furious or somebody. I'm not about like optimization or anything. But I mean, from the stuff that I've seen, I feel like, I don't know. I personally am not worried about performance. I mean, you have to take into consideration that we're still working on the game, very early versions, right? Like you're going to have those technical difficulties. So, it's called early access or whatever for a reason, right? But we'll work through those. So I don't want to say it's going to be like perfect, right? But from what I've seen, it looks good. Let's see. A delta, no problem. Is there a way you can cope with a constant white screen? What do you mean? Whatever. You talking about this? How the paper's white? I mean, yeah, if it bothers you, just pick a gray or something, and then if you set these to multiply, right, in case you added any white or anything to it, then you should be fine. It doesn't bother me though, so I usually don't worry about it. It depends also, whatever. So, like, I don't know. If I'm drawing and I guess like for orthographics like this, I tend to keep it on white paper. I don't know why. It's neither here nor there. But if I'm doing like sketches for like thumbnails and stuff like that, I keep it on gray. It's just kind of a habit. It's not really any like specific reason. But I'd say like if you're having issues with your eyes, like if it really gets to you, the fact that it's so bright white, because I understand that it definitely can. It's not like a sheet of paper, right? Like this is literally blasting your eyes with light. So if that's an issue for you, then I'd say just work on gray. It'll tone that down. Or maybe even like either gray or like a sepia kind of tone paper is really nice to work with. I tend to think of things in terms of like traditional media. So I'll go with white, gray. I worked on gray sketchbooks a lot when I was in college. Sepia, like brown, like paper bag color. Because we did a lot of charcoal stuff in on those types of paper. What else? Yeah, I still actually have a lot of. Do I have a? I might have a sketchbook here in the room that has the tone paper I like to use. But those are very nice sketchbooks. I've started doing Delta. I've started doing concepts for mod teams in Path of Titans. Yeah, orthos are really nice. If you can get a good ortho out, I think your modeling team, your sculpting team will love you. You know, if there's something specific about the dino that you feel like needs to be explained, you know, also do those call outs. Like I don't know how realistic or like what exactly you're doing with the mods, but like if you have a specific feature that you really are trying to get across, like the shape and form of, just do a call out of how that works. That way they know. You can add it to the sheet. The funny thing is, right, like if you're more of like a generalist like I am, sometimes you end up doing concepts for yourself. Like you have to do a concept to show the team, but then you end up using that concept. It's kind of like you're talking to yourself a little bit, but it's still useful because it helps you get your ideas down. But in that case, like you wouldn't need to explain like a feature or anything because you would already know what it looks like, unless you're trying to explain it to somebody else. I mean, whatever. I wouldn't say like I played some really solid early access games. It really depends on the team. Like, it depends on the game. Depends on the team. I don't think it's. I wouldn't broadly say that all early access games suck. You know, there's been a lot of. I mean, I played Valheim in early access, and that was a really solid game. I mean, isn't it still in early access? I don't know. I don't know if it's technically fully released yet. But yeah, there's a lot of games that I've played that are in early access that... I mean, if you want to... There's some games that have been released that are worse than early access games. AAA games have been released that are worse than early access games in terms of performance, content, bugs. I mean, I hate to say it, but like, I love Monster Hunter Wilds, but that game doesn't perform very well. And I have a pretty high, I have above average, PC specs, I've definitely played games in early access that perform better than that game. Hey Sharky, how's it going? Eric, hi. Coconut, I want to be a creature concept artist in the future. Do you recommend any tips for what to put in your portfolio? Depends on where you're at in your artistic development, right? Like, are you in school still, or are you like actually looking for a job right now? Like, where are you in terms of yeah, like where your art is. I would say, like, if you're still in school and you're still like trying to learn all this stuff, you as a creature designer, you really need to focus on your animal anatomy. You really need to hammer it, into your brain. Study animal anatomy. A couple good books to start on. Looking to see if I have them here. I know I have them in my... I thought I had them in my shelf directly behind me. Give me 1 second. Where the heck? Maybe I moved them. But so there's a animal anatomy book by Elliot Goldfinger that I would highly recommend. Actually, give me 1 sec, I'll show you. I'll pull the links up. There's two primary ones that I would recommend if you want to be a good creature designer. These two right here, Animal Anatomy for the Artist by Elliot Goldfinger. It's a really good book. Animal Anatomy, an Atlas of Animal Anatomy for the Artist by Ellenberger is also really, really good. Then you will probably want to pick up Imaginative. You might already have some of these. Imaginative Realism from James Gurney. You might already have that one. That one's pretty standard for like if you're an illustrator or something. But this shows a lot of really good ways to deal with like imagined creatures and try to make them look realistic. And then I would recommend Something from Tara Whitlatch. So Animals Real and Imagined from Tara Whitlatch. This one. You can see that. I don't know if you can. It's a really good book. There should be lots of lectures from Terrell online, courses from Terrell that you can look at. Maybe they're fairly cheap now because they would be kind of old at this point, but still full of a lot of good information. But yeah, the most important thing is just learn animal anatomy and be able to like mix and match different animal anatomy and like blend them together very well. Because that's really one of the tells of a really good creature designer versus one that's kind of, meh. Because like, you should be able to kind of tell where people are pulling influence from, but like not be able to like specifically pinpoint it like as like a hard dividing line of like, oh, that's a lion head and that's a snake tail and that's, you shouldn't be able to like, if you're trying to go for like a fairly naturalistic creature design, you should be able to blend things pretty seamlessly, and I believe that only comes along if you know your animal anatomy really well. Dinosaur anatomy is going to be really important, because you're going to be pulling from dinosaur anatomy for lots of like any like big reptilian creatures that you might do. So if you're planning on ever doing a dragon, learn your dinosaur anatomy, learn pterosaur anatomy. And for that, it can be kind of hard, but it's not as hard now as it was when I was learning all this stuff. Because you have guys like Matt Dempsey, sharing all of their anatomical knowledge and stuff like that. So I would look at Matt's dinosaur diagrams. He has all the muscles for dinos on his ArtStation, I think. Or you can just do like a Google search for Matt Dempsey paleo art. And he'll have lots of good reference for dinosaur musculature. But the comparative anatomy will also help with that too. Because the good thing about vertebrate anatomy is that generally all vertebrates have the same muscles. So you can kind of compare and contrast and make your way through a skeleton, even if you're not super familiar with the species, just because we all tend to have the same structure. It might be a little bit mixed up in proportions and like distribution, but an iguana has a biceps muscle and a triceps muscle and all that stuff that we do. Yeah, I hope that helped. I can be more specific about it if you have any like specific questions, but that's really the foundation of it all, is just anatomy. What platform do you use to sculpt? I sculpt in ZBrush. That's what I use. Horses, horses are really hard to draw for me. One kind of strange fact. Horses. So my great grandpa, I kind of credit my great grandpa for teaching me how to draw, or at least getting me inspired about how to draw. Because that's like the earliest memory I have of drawing. I remember, it's very like hazy, but I remember sitting at my grandma's kitchen table, and my great grandpa was teaching me how to draw horses, because my great grandpa grew up on a ranch. So I think, as far as I know, I think the first thing that I ever drew was a horse. He was teaching me how to draw horse heads in side view. And then for whatever reason, I forgot all about horses and I started working on dinosaurs. Is there a real life animal that the skin is based on? You know, you would have to ask Yaroslav. I don't know exactly what his reference or inspiration was for this one. So I would not know. It seems like, I mean, Yaroslav is very good at referencing and keeping his skins very realistic. So I'm pretty sure there's probably something he's referencing to get all these details. But I don't know exactly what it is. Okay, so I have all these spots in. They're not like I'm cool with them. I'm not like they could be refined a little bit more, but they will work for now. This is just a block in, guys. So I'll do some more refinement later, but I'm just trying to get to a point where I can zip over to the new skin and work on that a bit, because I kind of want to build all of these together. That way I can just deliver them all in one nice package. And then kind of we'll be done with the Peru, you know, and then we can move on to something else. I don't know. I'm going to be kind of sad. I'm going to be kind of sad to see the Peru go from the streams, but can't work on him forever. And he'll be off to animation and all of that stuff, so we can actually start seeing him in the game. It's going to be fun to see him move around. Tazy, really like the colors. Do you know if the players can switch the pattern to green or blue? You know, I know that we're trying to get color customization available, but I don't know to what degree you can customize. So I'm not sure I can answer that question right now fully, you know. Oh no, Ryan, looking very good. Thank you. Okay, let me just give this guy a once over and see if there's anything I should change before we move over to the new one. Maybe some different shape spot here, because this is feeling a little bare, like the spacing is off. I have to come back in and carve all of these spots to like some more interesting shapes, because I feel like they're just kind of blobby now. I don't really like that, but we'll deal with it for a little bit. I mean, one thing I could do really fast is just add a warp. The higher the intensity you go, the more like broken up the pattern, the edges of the pattern are. I don't want to go too crazy, but this could add a little bit of interest there. So it adds a little bit of wobbliness. You can also change the source pattern, I believe. Let me see. If we increase the intensity a little bit. Custom noise. Where do I put the noise? There it is. So if I come in here, I want a texture and I want something usually like Perlin noise or like Voronoi, Gaussian. Those do fairly well. Let's see. It might have had Perlin noise already. I don't know what it uses for by default. Perlin. You can see it warping. I want it to be pretty small, maybe? Maybe the texture's too big. Source tiling. There we go. It might have been the Perlin noise already, because it does give you a similar... I don't know, something like that. Just knock down the intensity just a little bit. Let's see what that does. What if we try something else? Something a little bit more random, maybe? These ones? Gaussian? Yeah, Tizzy, Islander doesn't want... I mean, I fully agree with him. Like, I'm totally down for, like, skin customization for people who want to, like, switch things up. But I think seeing, like, a neon pink Purussaurus walking through the forest would be, like, a little bit immersion breaking, you know? So we might limit the color selections a bit to be more like naturalistic colors, but still let you change them. But yeah, I don't think I would enjoy that. Okay, we'll leave it at this. Let me see how the RGB P is going. Okay. So we'll save that out. Coconut, this is Substance Painter. Jackie, this game has so much potential. Super excited to watch its development and eventually play the tech demo. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, Islander has his own YouTube channel where he has videos, gaming videos, and mostly, I think, is he showcasing more of the Echoes of Extinction stuff now, though? Or is that mainly on just the Echoes channel? I'm not sure. Let's see. So I'm going to save this out, save as... Save this as a... Echoes, Peru. I kind of wish we had names for these skins, so that way I could be like, instead of just skin 1, 2, 3, because then it would help me remember things better. But I'm not sure if we're going to name each individual skin. Okay. All right. So now we start back from the beginning, because we're going to block in a new skin. So go all the way back down to the base color. We're going to start color picking stuff. This one is seemingly much more subtle, maybe. The color variation is much more... It's harder to tell apart. So we might need to exaggerate just a tiny bit of stuff, but I'll leave it like this and like try it out first before I make any changes. Duckworth, if you want to make it a suggestion, go right ahead. I don't know if we'll be able to get to it anytime soon. I could do that, Jackie, but I suppose that would work. But as far as the team goes, I would still need to refer to it as, you know, whatever naming convention we decided on. So it would help, but it would also not help. Okay. I'm just analyzing the skin. green. What is a green severum? What is a green severum? What is that? Oh, a fish. That's pretty cool. I like those colors. Oh, that is very nice. Nice combination of like bluish green, yellow. There's some red in there. That is really cool. I mean, the skin that I'm making right now isn't like super far off from that. I think you'll see in a moment. I'm just trying to decide how to structure this. Well, we'll just get started and we'll see how it goes. A little, we'll start with some counter shading just to get it going. Duckworth, is there an option to back the game? I think you'll have to wait till the crowdfunding stuff goes live. Blue Tree Monitor, that would be cool too. JK, I don't know about those specifics about, what is capable, what the different animals are capable of doing or not. A lot of that is not my area, So I don't know. I just make them. I just make the dinosaurs. I don't really get involved with like what they do after I've made them, You might see if you can join in on one of the other dev streams. Like I think Furious does a stream, or he did. I'm not sure if he streamed recently though. But you might ask him and see if he can. If you have any suggestions for him, maybe he can talk more about that stuff, because I'm not a programmer or anything. I'm not a game designer. Okay, so we had 3. This starts to go with the dark stuff. Okay. Then we need to get rid of these grungy things. Paint. Get rid of that. What's this? Grayscale color 3. Is that referencing something? Oh, it's referencing the color 3 mask. I don't need that. Add paint. Get this down here. This will be color 3 mask. Oh, Jackie, good call. Yes, the Patreon is a good option if you wanted to like back the game early. Sharky, I don't know if we are going to do. So I still have that skin, and I think we did like it, but I think the three options, we filled them with these three skins. So I think the slider skin will probably be later. Duckworth, Dorado fish. You're, let's see. Oh, okay. He's mahi mahi. That is really cool. Those are a very cool fish. Good suggestions. I didn't know they were also called Dorado fish. That's pretty interesting too. I know them as the mahi mahi. Golden Dorado. Golden Dorado. Ah, I see. Okay. So this is a freshwater fish. That is really nice. I like the orange a lot and the dark, like, there it's almost like pinstriping. Very tight, like, spots. It's got some orange in there. It's a nice color palette. Yeah. I mean, yeah, those are very good suggestions. I like the pools that you're making here, because they're kind of. I mean, I personally haven't seen these fish before, so the more unique we can pull, the more unique sources we can pull from, the better. So those are very good suggestions. Thank you. I'll probably make a note of those. Maybe we might make them. Or I can use them as inspiration for either later skins or even other dinos too. But thank you for those. That's really cool. Seems like you're a fish expert. Yeah, Darkworth. If you have any other like super interesting fish that you think are cool, feel free to suggest. Because I love learning about new animals that I haven't seen before, and especially if they have cool, interesting patterns. We can always, there's infinite amount of inspiration there, so be cool to learn about. Okay, I'm gonna get started on this other color. What is this? What is this new skin called? I don't know. Sorry, this is not my concept. It's Yaroslav's concept, so I don't really know what he's referencing for this one. If it were something I designed, then I could probably tell you what I was looking at, but you might have to ask him if you want to know. This is supposed to be one of our jungle skins. That's what we were calling it. The jungle skin. But yeah, at the start here, it kind of does feel swampy. Much more swamp. Okay. Want some sort of like transition area here. This isn't part of the concept because he only does a side view, so I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do for these transition spots. Kind of do something like that just for now. And then I'm going to start in on the stripes. Where was that brush I was using? This one? This is a really nice brush. Ink. What is this? Ink blob. I'm assuming that's what that says. Sorry, guys. The little monster in the room is barking. Tifa. I think she's barking at me, specifically. She's like trying to get my attention. Come here. I don't know. I think she just wanted me to hold her for a second. So I'll read chat while I hold the doggy. And then once she gets bored of me, I'll release her. Yeah, she is kind of. She wants attention. She's kind of mad that I'm not playing. She always wants to play. Her ears are. She's not happy right now. Or she might think that I'm eating something up here. She likes to see what's on my desk. I'm really glad that she hasn't learned how to jump up here. Because if she figured out how to jump onto my desk, I'd be in trouble. She can jump really high. It's just she hasn't tried it yet. My other dog, my dog Odo, when he was younger, he knew how to jump onto my desk. I found him on my desk looking through coffee cups and looking for food around here. Thank you guys. Yeah, she's a sweet little girl. She's only a year old. She's got quite the big personality. She's always running around doing, getting into something, getting into trouble. So we have to keep her pretty busy. Fortunately, she has a big sister that she can play with, but our dog Nello doesn't always want to play. She can get kind of grumpy. Yeah, Chihuahuas are very. So this is a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. So she's half Chihuahua, half weenie dog. So she's got kind of like the face of a Chihuahua, but she's got the body of a weenie dog. She's very low to the ground and very long. But yeah, she follows me around. I think she's more. She tends to follow me around more than my wife. So she's kind of become my dog. But Chihuahuas are very. They get very attached to you and very protective. They always want to know where you are. They also don't understand how small they are, which is kind of dangerous because they'll pick fights with dogs that are much bigger. That's how my other dog is, my dog Odo. He's pretty feisty. Yeah, exactly, Jackie, yeah. So this skin has like bigger stripes going across the body, but they kind of disintegrate at the bottom, like about right here. So that's just what I'm laying in right now. They get broken up and they kind of fall apart towards the belly. I call that sort of a disintegration. I don't know if there's more of a technical term for the way patterns kind of manifest on animals and the different ways they like fade in or fade out. That's what I call it. Bramblebeard, I'm using the concept. So this is not one of my concepts. This is from Yuroslav, who is one of our skin artists. So I'm just trying to match the concept. I don't really know what he was referencing. Hey, -1. Thank you. Thanks, -1. I can't see this free. Take my money. Really appreciate it. Glad to see you. Hope you've had a good week. Oh, Bramble, you like this skin? I think I think all of them are really good. I think my favorite one so far is the second one. I like the darker, like close to black coloration, and then like that pop of color. But this one's really cool too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Yaroslav has shared some of the. Maybe you've seen some of his concepts on the monthly updates. But Yaroslav does a ton of skin designs for each dinosaur, like pages and pages full of skins. So it's very hard to choose. You want to see the concept? There's the concept. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm keying off of. Mr. Croc, I have one question about the skins. Will they be kind of like POT, where each skin has some customization in colors, or more like patterns in the aisle? Or will it be like, this is the skin? Mr. Croc, I don't know exactly how POT works, but I think we're trying to go for some customization. I don't know exactly to what degree, but we are trying to go for customization. Yeah, this skin might be the go-to camo skin in and outside of water because of all the green. Definitely has that capability, I think. Thanks, Delta. Thanks for explaining how that works. Yeah, I haven't played Path of Titans in a long while. And the time I did play was very short. I only played for maybe like a couple hours. -1, thank you. Thanks a lot. Bramble. Okay, see ya. Thank you. See ya later. Dutch, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to confirm anything about that. Pterosaur's duck. As far as I know, we have Tropia ognathus that I will probably be working on soonish. Probably after Puru. As far as the other ones, I'm not sure. I don't have the roster memorized. probably somebody in chat would be more, will get the answer quicker than I would. You guys seem to know the roster pretty well. This is the last skin. This is so we're trying to go for a total of 3 skins to start, you know, for each animal. So this will be the last skin for now. This is the last skin I'll be working on for Peru for the meantime while we move on to something else. Because like I said, Yaroslav does like pages and pages and pages of skins. So if we were here working on every single skin that he did, we'd be here for like another year, you know. So we need to get to some other animals. Okay, so I should block in these. I forgot I had more stripes to do on the tail. I was gonna move on to the next color, but I need to work on this part a little bit more. this is the third of the 3 skins that I will be doing. So technically, yeah, it's technically the last skin for now. Okay, so I think there is a accent color here, but it's like, I think I should probably put it underneath the stripes. Might make for a cleaner mask. I think I need to swap some stuff. This needs to come up here. It's color 4. Color 7. Tropio next, yeah. As far as I know. Tapejara, yeah. I didn't realize Tapejara was on here. That's also really cool. I like Tapejara a lot. I really love the crazy crest shapes. I mean, when I think of Tapejara, I always think of the Walking with Dinosaurs Tapejara. But I think the crest shape has changed. It's not that angular crest. Duck, I'm not sure. Like I said, this is from a concept, so I don't know what the original inspiration was. I think I can't pinpoint it. I mean, that's kind of the point, though. Like, I think it's good that I can't pinpoint it because it means that Yaroslav isn't just like copy pasting skin colors from an animal onto an extinct animal. I personally really don't like when paleo reconstructions do that. Like they just they'll like find a bird, right? And then they'll just like take the exact colors and put it onto to a dinosaur or something. So it like gives the dinosaur no like unique identity to itself. It just looks like a dinosaur with a cassowary's color, you know. It's very obvious what the inspiration is, which I don't really like. So like I prefer to like for example the different fish that you were suggesting. Like I would take those as inspirations and like use maybe like some of the color combinations or like maybe some pattern, but I would distribute them differently on the body. So that way it didn't look like a copy paste. I think it'd be very hard to make a copy pasted like skin pattern look good. Because yeah, I would just think of the original animal every single time. So we'll try, so this is the male accent color. We'll keep it underneath these stripes for now, because I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Just the cleanest way. And then this color mask 4. Color mask 4, we need to take all this out. Then we need to add a fill. We need to go to anchor, color mask 4. Change this color to probably a very dark color. And then we move that down there, and then we can start masking stuff out. I might actually do another fill and just mask out with the noise or like some kind of texture first. Let's see, multiply texture. Some kind of grunge. Something with a little bit more balance. Clouds. Clouds. Yeah, clouds will probably work. Let's go for clouds. We'll up the contrast. Bring out some of that dark more. Change it from UV. We got to change it to triplanar. Scale this down. I want it to be fairly dense, like broken up but fairly dense, so it still gives a good solid impression. So that's good. Let me check the mask. Yeah. Maybe do a levels to sharpen these shapes up a little bit. Make them a little bit more drastic. A little clearer. And then we'll add a paint layer on top of this and mask out the gradient that I want. Gradient, where's the paint? This one? Oh, I already added a paint layer, that one. Duckworth, his name is Yaroslav. Yaroslav is one of our artists that does some skin concepts. There's about 3 of us, I think, including myself. Dutch, I'm not sure what's going to be added to the first update. Crow, I mean, I feel like you're asking about the movement. I feel like it's pretty standard for like third person like movement so I'm not sure. Seems pretty normal to me compared to other games, right? CU -1. I hope you have a good shift at work. It doesn't seem like you're looking forward to it very much. Crow, I'm not sure what the building is like. I have not seen a ton of like what the tribals can do. I've mostly just been focused on the dinos. So I don't actually know a ton about what tribals are capable of or not capable of in terms of what they build or not. I have seen some of the structures that you're talking about, but yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure. Sorry, I feel like I don't have enough answers for you guys. If I knew, I would try and give you a good explanation, but my field of view over the game is not all encompassing. Duck, I'm not sure. I don't know if Yaroslav has like an art station or anything like that. Crow, yeah, I concept, I sculpt, I texture the dinos for the game. Thank you for answering that, Tazy. So we have this gradient, but I need to paint back in a little bit of randomness. So I'm gonna get this in here. Go over this edge. Kind of blend things out just a little bit. It's going outside the mask though, so what I think I need to do is duplicate this, bring it all the way up here, and then multiply. Yeah. And then inside the fill, probably mess with the levels. Where can I do this? Here. Trying to tighten the edges up a little bit. So, let me see. Just a normal. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm kind of shrinking the edges just a little bit. Okay, cool. And then this, set to multiply. Now I can keep on painting. Now the little spots I'm doing stay within the stripes. See you, duck. Or are you telling somebody else see ya? I don't know. I don't know if you were saying goodbye or not. Sorry, 24 Kara. I don't speak French. Where am I from? I'm from Colorado. I was born and raised in Colorado. Southwestern Colorado. Oh, Finland, cool. Finland, and it sounds like France. Oh, Delta, you currently live in Colorado? Cool. Yeah, I'm from a very small town in Colorado. called Monte Vista. It was like, when I was growing up there, it's probably a little bit bigger now, but when I was growing up there, it was like a population of like 8,000 people, I believe. It's it's one of those towns that not very many people, even in Colorado, have heard of, so. Okay, so this is I believe this is the darkest color I have, maybe. Or do I have one darker? Is this the darkest color I got? Yes. So I think this should be on top. I'm gonna have to change the names of these masks and layers, so I kind of screwed that up, but that's okay. We'll get rid of all this. This is going to be the second darkest color. And then we gotta fill. Ah, okay, 6K. Yeah, both small towns. Don't worry, 24 Kara. A long cod. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that is very cool. Nice brownish kind of speckled patterns. It's really nice. We're going for color mask 4. We want to multiply that, and then we want to add a paint layer. And this is just going to be more like color variation, I suppose. It's not going to be anything like super fancy. Kind of paint that out in like the areas that feel like they need some color change. I don't know how this practically will work. I'm kind of scared of this skin, to be honest, because it's got three colors interacting within the stripes, it looks like, and that kind of spells danger for the type of color customization that we are wanting. So I'm a little bit worried about this. Might need to change something up depending on how it turns out, but I will try it. I will try to make it as close to the concept as I can at first. I have an idea how to fix it if it does give us problems, but I'll try this first. Rasses on Google. I will try that. That sounds really cool. I mean, I'm pretty envious of you guys. You guys learn multiple languages. I mean, so I grew up hearing Spanish, speaking Spanish, and technically Spanish was my first language according to my family. But I gradually kind of fell out of it, out of practice, and I understand Spanish. Like when I hear people speak to me, I can understand what they're saying. Pretty well, unless they're like speaking super, super fast, which some native speakers do. But I am not very good at speaking it. Yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this game as well, 24 Kara. The Discord server for Echoes should be in the description of the stream, I believe. Okay, so this is all messed up now. Okay, so we got color 5 should be on top. Color 5, color 6. Color 4. Color 5, 6, 4. 7 here. Color 7. I think should be that. I don't know why it's not. Color 4, color 7 mask. Why aren't you showing up? Color 7. Color 3. This is black as well. Let's see. What am I missing? I'm missing blue. Need blue. Blue. Six. So this is wrong. Let's mask. This one. Color 3. Should be color 4. 4. Okay. This is showing up now, which is good. So let's see. Color 7. Yeah. Then we got color 3, which is here. Color 3. I need, this is going to get all jumbled up. So I need to label this better, but color 2. I could just swap out the masks instead of swapping the color position. So 2 mask. And then this is normal, color 1. Okay. I think there's probably some trouble going on here. I think I can fix it though. Furious. Miss Kezark. Hey Furious. Don't judge me too harshly on the on the RGB colors. I'm still trying to figure it out. I just kind of took a peek at it to see what it was doing, and kind of roughly swapped everything. But I'm sure there's probably something going on here that I need to fix. So I'll take another look at it before exporting. But yeah, this is the skin so far. What happened? Why is this so blue? That's something this view here is something that we take care of in engine. It's not something that you will see as the player, but it is something that's very important to how the skin is handled. So I need to make sure that it's looking good, which right now it's probably not. But I just wanted to take a peek and see what it was doing. But yeah, we'll go back to the normal skin. You know, I know that rainbow colored thing is pretty scary to look at, so we don't have to look at it all the time. Cyan and magenta may be touching. I think it probably is. I think, let me see. Cyan and magenta. I think what I have to do is actually make this black, because this is the stripe color. And I think like what I've been finding is like when a pattern crosses multiple color zones like this, like the stripes do, like they cross the back, they cross the stripe in the center, they cross the belly, I just make it black so that way I don't have to worry about like multiple color interactions. And then this blue color, I think I'll make it like encased in the black, so there's like a subtle little edge of black all around the whole thing. And then this will probably be the same. I'm kind of worried about this one though. I think I need to sandwich it so that way it doesn't cause any nasty color mixes. And I hope we'll be fine. But this will be encased as well. So it hopefully will separate from the cyan. I mean the magenta. If that makes sense. That was my plan at least. But yeah, let me know if you think that won't work, because we can try something else. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Like this. Not for the game, of course, but I mean, if there was like, I wonder if someone will like make a mod where everything is like neon. I don't like the mods that make the neon. No, it's not going to be neon, guys. Sorry. That's something that we worry about for the engine. It's going to look like this. So that's what we will have our Puru look like. Let me look at the... He'll look like this, more closely to this in engine. I know the rainbow color stuff is scary. Yeah, for people who are if like you're just joining the stream right now, as I was looking at all of that, you guys must think I'm nuts. Like, what is this guy doing? Why did they hire him? But no, everything will be fine. I promise. And if I screw something up, Furious is there to remind me to fix it. So I'm just going to start refining these. The block-in is pretty much done. I'm just going to start refining these spot shapes, I guess. And we're pretty good on the Puru, at least right now. Like, he's not far off from being totally done with all the textures and stuff, so... That's pretty exciting. And we can start looking forward to what's going to happen next. I'm excited. It's always fun to start something new. And then we get to, this was kind of... The Puru was a bit of a learning experience, right? Because there was some stuff... that I hadn't really done with the Puru before. I mean, this whole thing has been a learning experience because I had before working on the Puru, I had never streamed before. So I think I've become much more comfortable working while, working and talking and being comfortable with people watching me, which was kind of strange at first. So I'm looking forward to starting a new dyno with all of that experience now behind me. Yeah, I have a better idea of how long things take too, because like majority of the process for the Puru has been on stream. Like I haven't done maybe like an hour or two outside of stream of work, but not very much at all. Like majority of the progress has been directly on stream. So you kind of get a good sense of how long things take, and it's very helpful to me too, because now I have like a timeline of how long it took me to do certain things. So it's much more predictable as far as like pacing. Can we get a sneak peek of the upcoming Tropio skin ideas? There's not very many, and I don't know. I'd have to dig through the Discord to find them. They would all need to be updated anyway because the Tropio concept hasn't been done. I still needed to do that. So they would I need to do the concept, generate a template, give that to the skin artists, then they can go crazy with the skin. That all that stuff needs to be done still. Miss Kezar, thanks so much. Thanks, Duckworth. Oh, that's also something we have to do. So maybe we're not. I just remembered that we're not as close to being done with the Peru as I thought, because we still have to do the growth for the Peru. We got to make the whole growth cycle for it. So that is another part. I forgot about that. Thanks, guys. Thanks. We're actually a little bit over time now. But we got pretty far. We got all this stuff done for this skin. Pretty close. That's how it's looking so far. Let me get you guys a good view. How come it's not there we go. We'll put it into perspective view. It's a pretty cool skin. I like the yellow. It may be a little bit vibrant. I might need to tone it down a little bit based on the concept, but I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here with me on this Saturday morning or whatever time it is for you. I will be on Wednesday working on the Spinosaurus illustration, and then we'll continue work on Peru next weekend. And I think I don't really have any other announcements or anything. So thank you guys. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for keeping me company. And I'll see you next time, okay? Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.